Great, fantastic, marvelous, terrific, tremendous, exquisite, miraculous morning. Why? Because you and I was chosen. Yes, chosen for this day that we will never, ever, ever see again. We made it through yesterday and we made it through the night for a reason. Our Creator, whomever you choose to call him, is the creator of all things. I am learning that we are truly experiencing heaven here on this earthly journey. Why? When we learn, dissect, evaluate, assess, conduct surgery on spiritual principles, and relate them to all earthly matters, yes, this is heaven on earth. The trees, the wind, the sun, the moon, the grass, the dirt, the fish, the animals, yes, everything takes on a new meaning when the spiritual student in us are ready for the spiritual teachers to appear. That's why 33 plus years later, I understand just a little bit more. And for the remaining days I have on this earthly journey, I will practice to the best of my ability to be loving, caring, nurturing, supportive, all unconditionally. Why? Because the domestication that happened to us during our lifetime, as described by the Ruiz family in the 5 agreements, the 12 spiritual principles that I've been a part of for over 33 plus years of Alcoholics Anonymous, and most recently, the transformational teachings by Dr. Sonja of P3 University. So therefore, when I sit before you, I have been prepared. I have been equipped. I have been molded and shaped. I have been taught. I have been guided. I have been instructed to share with you spiritual information that was shared with me for the sole purpose of becoming transparent and authentic. If it's not the truth and if it's not spiritual, it's not going to last. So every morning that I awake by our Creator, I give him the acknowledgement, the praise, the glory, the hallelujah, the worship, any and all things, because he chose me after delivering me from a devastating addiction, along with mental illness, prostitution, and that whole lifestyle 33 plus years ago, and have given me what he wants me to have and share with others like you. So I am prepared to be your transformational speaker, to be your spiritual coach or consultant in person, as a group, virtual, yes, any way, shape, form, or fashion. You can benefit like I have benefited for over 33 plus years on learning spiritual principles to apply to this earthly journey. Donald Lawrence says it in his song Spiritual. We are not natural beings having a spiritual experience. No, no. We are spiritual beings living and walking in this case, in this vessel, on this earthly journey called life. This is our heaven and hell. But when you apply spiritual principles and it's all driven by love like our Creator, this is heaven. I can hear the birds chirping. I can feel the wind on my skin. I can look up and see the marvelous stars, sun, moon, right? And wow, and wow, and wow. The colors of the universe, the flowers, the seeds, the trees. I can go on, and I'm not tripping. Welcome to my Free to Hope, from recovery, emerge enlightened and empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. I'm here this morning at a different time because I recognize that my Creator has more work for me to do, and I need to be obedient. I'm a morning person. Aside from getting up, going to school and all that, and then coupled with my addiction of being up all night and all that kind of stuff, when I went into treatment, the early bird caught the worm. I was first in line for a shower. I was first in line to do my chores. I was first in line to eat. I was first in line to do my meditation. Why? Because I got up early. Yes. And that has carried on for 33 plus years. So I know I'm a morning person. And so I normally will conduct this podcast at 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. But because of two special spiritual assignments, I was obedient and moved this particular project to 9:30 to 10 o'clock a.m. Monday through Saturday. Sunday is going to be from 7:30 to 8:30 because I go to my AA meeting at 9 o'clock. Then I go to my church home at 9:30. And so I've learned time management. I have learned prioritizing. I have learned balance. I have learned to put my God before any and all things. I have learned to pray for strength, for guidance, for direction, clarification. Yes. I am so in love with life, regardless of what the hell is going on around me. Because of the Creator, I find peace, tranquility. Yes. And therefore, I want to continue to be obedient, transparent, and authentic. And so in the morning now, I am writing the continuation of my first book. Yes, as it was written, my journey from crack to Christ. 4 years of journal entries talking about the struggle of the enemy calling me back, not knowing what the future holds, but being obedient and staying in today, in the present. Because underneath that parked car, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting high and doing all kind of sexual things from my own stepson, the age of 34, a 14-year severe addiction coupled with mental illness and prostitution. When everything was all said and done with him, he transformed into a violent person. I transformed into a person who once again feared for her life. I only weighed 90 pounds, face all sunken in. dark circles around my eyes, hair short and matted. I had very few teeth in my mouth. As he tried to continue to hurt me, I started running from him. Got a flashback from my past. If I just get underneath the bed, they can't find me, playing hide and seek. As I continued to run, I saw the slew of cars. If I just get underneath one of those cars, he can't hurt me. There was my knee-bowing experience. But guess what? The flashbacks continued. At the age of 23, as a prostitute, I got pregnant. Did not want the world to judge me or criticize me. Therefore, I had an abortion. I consider that murder. For many years, I said I deserve what happens to me. During the final years of my addiction, I've been raped several times, passed around like a bucket, spit on, called all kinds of names, robbed dead bodies, stepped over dead bodies, seen them stacked up in the basement, attempted suicides. Yes, jumping in and out of cars, turning tricks, full of all kinds of STDs, one of which caused me to have cervical cancer. Yes, I can talk about it now because I've been set free. But underneath that parked car, I was done. I was done. The masks were gone. And after those flashbacks, somewhere deep inside me, these words came out. Whoever they say you are, whoever they say you are, take me out this life now or show me a better way. I didn't know God personally. I was taught he was a punishing God. My mother told me I was a bad girl. Others told me I was a bad girl. I was a bad. God can't possibly love you, want you, particularly after having that abortion. Are you kidding? It didn't matter at that moment. Whoever they say you are, take me or show me a better way. Voila, I'm sitting before you today, sharing with you my journey to authenticity and transparency, utilize learning and practicing 12 spiritual principles of a 12-step program, incorporating the 5 agreements by the Ruiz family. Those 2 alone helped me to determine that, Weena, there's nothing wrong with you, but there was plenty that happened to you. Let's go back in our dark past so we can shed light on it. That's what our topic is for today, okay? So, May the 2nd, AA Daily Reflection, Lighting the Dark Past, incorporating the 5 agreements and the transformational teachings by Dr. Sonja. Y'all ready to dissect this, baby? Open up your spiritual ears, open up your spiritual eyes, and let's go for it, all right? Let's read together, okay? Wow. Cling to the thought that in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession you have. The key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. Comes from the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book off of page 124, written in part by our co-founders, Dr. Bob and Bill W. The person in recovery shares his perspective by stating, no longer is my past an autobiography. It is a reference book to be taken down, opened, and shared. today, as I report for duty, the most wonderful picture comes through. For though this day may be dark, as some days must be, the stars will shine even brighter later. My witness that they do shine will be called for in the very near future. All my past will this day be a part of me because it is the key and not the lock. Oh my God. Are y'all ready? Could you have ever imagined that your past is one of your greatest possessions? No. Hell no. Oh no. But see, I'm so glad that I found out that my Creator sees things differently. We see them from a physical viewpoint. He sees it all from a spiritual. Yes, everything He has created has a beginning, a middle, and an end if He chooses it to be that way. And it is called the process. Everything has a process. You only know what you know when you know it. So now that we are older and can comprehend a few things, when it talks about lighting the dark past, and our 4th step principle made a fearless and thorough inventory of ourselves. We wanted to find out not what's wrong with us, but what happened to us, shedding light on our dark past. And that 3rd step before the 4th step, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. So with the foundation of the first 3 steps, I can't, He can, and I'll make a decision to let Him. And so it is through the 4th step that we take that flashlight and we go deep, 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 deep as far as we can. We go back, 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 back as far as we can remember to reveal the things that happened to us, the information that was given to us, the life that we experienced to get where we are today. There's history, there's knowledge in the process. So yes, let's put a light on the dark past. And mainly we're talking about those secrets. Those things that we didn't want nobody to know, to find out about us. Why? Because they may judge us. They may criticize us. They may blame us. So we're going to keep it a secret. Secrets keep me, you, us sick. So we need to shed light on the dark past. That's why when I come on with my mask of wigs, makeup galore, got my dentures in, I take them out when I remove the mask. But just like I remove the physical mask, I must take that flashlight and go back and dig deep to review, evaluate, assess, change the narrative, change the channel changing my attitudes, my ideas, my behavior, my belief system. Yes. Don't you want to know how you became the way you are? Don't you want to know what makes you tick? Don't you want to know why you got that funky attitude? Don't you want to know why you're so arrogant, conceited, egotistical, prideful? Don't you want to know? Because deep, deep, deep down inside of all God's creation, there's a spot that's reserved just for him, where that light never goes out until he chooses to put it out. And so the physical light that we use to go inside, where that light needs to be shined on those secrets, to remove the mask of those things that make us sick, trying to conceal what needs to be revealed in order for us to heal, lighting the dark past. Okay, now let's continue. He goes on to say, right, the key to life and happiness for others is determined, right, that in God's hands, he recognized that our past is our greatest possession, and it is the key to life and happiness for others. What I'm sharing with you and how I'm sharing it was shared with me the same exact way. That's why my God chose me, as cuckoo for Cocoa Pops as I am. He knows me. He created me. He knows my heart. He knows my spirit. And he knows what spirit is occupying this vessel that I have right now. It's not about the physical. It's not. And so my greatest possession of sharing my past with you can help save just one more life, like it saved mine, right? So let's see what the person in recovery shares, okay? I tell you, I like dissecting this, baby. He said, no longer is my past an autobiography. Let's stop there. You know how some people want to write a book and write their autobiography and this and that and do a documentary on their life, you know? Okay, an autobiography. How much is that going to help you in growing spiritually? How much is that going to help you to help others spiritually? How much is that going to help you become totally transparent and totally authentic? Your autobiography, everybody has one. Everybody has a story. But that story needs to be told in its entirety for several reasons. I can name two. For us to refer back to those times, those situations, circumstances, as a reference point to see how far we have come, to measure our level of defeat or success. It becomes a reference point. It reminds us of the patterns, the triggers that we need to be mindful of. The booby traps, the baits that's set up to pull us back in. A reference point. Ooh, I know what that took me. Ooh, I know what that felt. Ooh, I'm not going to get in the ring with anger. Ooh, I'm not going to follow my humanness. Ooh, lustfulness, right? Deceit, dishonesty. Booby traps. But when we look at our story as a reference book, we can learn a lot and refer back to it as often as we need for the purpose of opening it up, right, and sharing with others. Today, as I report for duty, the most wonderful picture comes through. Today, as I report for duty, yes, I am no longer a slave for the enemy. I am a servant for my Creator. His gift to me and millions of others was the gift of sobriety. Our gift back to him is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety. So I'm on duty every day to be of service to him and of service to you, one person at a time if needed. Yes, it's a wonderful journey. It's a wonderful experience. Okay. He goes on to say, right? For though this day be dark, as some days must be, the stars will shine even brighter later. But listen, y'all. I hear you. And I agree. But I want to share my perspective because when I fly, I get a whole different perspective of a lot of things. When I go through the clouds after rain and snow and storms, and I continue to elevate in that plane, there it is, the sunlight. There it is, the moon. There they are, the stars. What a magnificent sight. And it changes my perspective over and over and over and over again. I take that picture with me on dark days because I know the sun is still shining. I know the moon will rise. I know the stars are still there, but right now it's dark. I have comfort. I have peace. I have tranquility. I have joy because this darkness too shall pass. Okay, so let's see what else he says. Right. Then he says, here, put my glasses on, trying to act like I know how to see. Right. My witness that they do shine will be called for in the very near future. And so guess what? When I come down and land, whenever I want to get that same awesomeness, that same perspective, that same revelation, I look up and I see the vastness. I may see the clouds, I may see the storm, but spiritually I see beyond. And it doesn't change my attitude if I keep practicing, applying spiritual principles to all earthly matters. Okay? Right? And so now, right, his last sentence says, all my past will this day be a part of me because it is the key, not the lock. What I'm doing today, right now, will become my past. What I've been doing for 33 plus years is a part of my past. Before I had that knee-bowing experience, I acknowledge my past. Because everything that I went through, will continue to go through, is divinely orchestrated. Yes, many are called, but few are chosen. I know I am chosen. I know the people in my 12-step spiritual program and fellowship are chosen. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. My Creator is awesome. He puts people any and everywhere that he needs to demonstrate his unconditional love, his mercy, his grace. I'm happy. I'm grateful that I am an alcoholic in recovery. And people say, Edwina, what? If I forget where I came from, if I don't use my past as a reference book, if I don't continue to do what I did yesterday, today, in order to stay sober and help another alcoholic achieve sobriety, I will return to that dark past. Hell no. I refuse to allow anything or anybody to make me go back to drinking and to put me underneath that parked car, or to even tell God to kiss my behind. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. That's why I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I enjoy being transparent and authentic because it sets me free. From recovery, I have emerged enlightened and empowered. And I know I do give hope to others, help others prosper equally by sharing the information that I'm sharing with you. All right? So listen, if you need a keynote speaker, if you need a group leader, a facilitator, a trainer, a presenter, a spiritual coach, or a spiritual consultant, look on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, over the last 3+ years, and look at all of the podcasts and television appearances and speaking engagements and training and presenting that I've conducted. I've been prepared. And now with my third book, completing my first book, and continuation of my second book, which was my thesis for my master's degree, I am in the process of completing my dissertation for my doctorate degree in biblical studies, just to learn more about the God who met me, delivered me, and prepared me from that dark past and has brought me to the marvelous light. If it's his choice that you and I are reunited tomorrow, I'll be here. One of our promises states we will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. It's not our autobiography. It's our reference book. Thank you and be blessed. Be blessed.